Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are the Lyme Regis Town Band, and thank you very much for joining us here this evening. We are here to entertain you until about 9 o'clock this evening, and we've got a whole range of music for you. Starting there with some chart-topping hits. We've got some magical movie themes as well, and everything in between. So, please feel free as the evening goes on. We have lots of lovely percussion instruments out here. Please do come and help yourself. We are a fun-loving band and we'd love you to join in. I'm going to stand still because this is a huge fun. Our first piece that we started there with was a lovely hit from Tom Jones in It's Not Unusual, which is quite apt really, because it's not unusual to see us here at the Seafront. And it won't be for the next few weeks either. We are now here every Tuesday night for your entertainment, all the way through until the 1st of September. So I hope your diaries are quite empty, so please do come along. So we're going to kick off next with another hit for you. Probably not the pairing that you quite imagine. This is a tune by Procol Harum, combined with one by Johann Sebastian Bach. It's called Zweite Zeh. don't pay attention to that. But for two pieces that are generations apart, that actually work very well. However, we're going to step things up a bit now by introducing our first soloist of the season. So, we'd like a lovely big round of applause for our soprano in front of Claire. Gemma is going to play a lovely piece for you tonight on soprano calling. It's the high squeaky thing that sits on the end over there. Alright, it's what really runs the band. Okay, it's the instrument that really does run the band. The cornets over here like to think they do, because they get the tune all the time. They're wrong. Okay. Now, so the piece that Gemma is going to play for you is a lovely concerto called Demelza. Very short. Thank you. Really well done, Giselle. I think, just because she sat down, I think we ought to give her another round of applause. What is she? Well, Gemma actually does a number of duties within the band. She's always very busy behind the scenes, but also has the great role of standing in for me when I'm not here for the next 3 weeks. So, you do know about that, right? It'll be fine. What's the worst that can happen? Yeah, that's good. If you enjoy our performances, then Lyme Regis Town Band is a charity, so we run fully off of donations and any grants that we can possibly get our hands on. However, if you are happen to have a little bit of spare change to donate, we have a number of collectors with us here this evening as well. We've got Tom over the far side over there, Tom with a wave. We've got Annette just in front of us here. We've got Josh over the far side there as well, and somewhere amongst us is Karen. Karen's there, sorry. Yes, they've got their own time to do this, so we really appreciate that. And we have come into the 21st century as well. So if you don't have any cash, that's not a problem anymore. We have two things that you can do. We have a card machine if you'd like to see a net, and we also have some lovely QR codes up at the back behind us there that you can scan to donate if you are that technologically advanced. So, a number of ways you can donate, but anything that you can do to help us is fantastic. We don't just provide music performances down here, but we provide music tuition as well. We have got a certain group of people coming on within our little training group. In fact, Theo, stand up. No, I said stand up. A round of applause. Theo started he's not the only one though, there are a number of people. Tom, one of our collectors, is also just started with us as well. So he will be soon within our ranks as well. And I know there are others that I probably missed, but that's okay. So I'm going to move on and stop rambling. So our next piece is quite apt for where we are here on the coastline. We're going to do a selection for you from the film The Pirates of the Caribbean. We have our very own pirate. I have a feeling this is going to be a recurring theme on our Seafront concerts. I think they're one to watch. However, we're going to move on with a hit for the Proclaimers. Please do come and join in. Grab yourself something noisy as we play 500 Miles. Okay, so we're going to slow things down just a little bit for our next one. There's actually very little I can know about this one. However, I do know that it happens to be a favourite of someone who sat over that side.
What we need to do.
It's a favourite for one of our biggest supporters. I can't even tell you what it means because I don't really speak French, but it's called Chanson D'Amour. Okay, no Seafront concert without a little bit of ABBA. So, again, this one is one that is a bit of a fan favourite with the band and audiences. It was a hit for ABBA back in 1974, so only a few years ago, and it is Ring Ring. Please do come and help yourself to noisy things. We'd really like you to join in with this one. If you don't want anything noisy, please clap along.
Go Trace down. Get more too much choice.
Take more. Take off.
Go, girl.
Hey, get it out.
Get on it. Get on it. Up front.
So, our next piece for you, I thought I'd try and take a bit of the heat out of it, because I don't know about you, but we're suffering a bit in this heat. So I thought I'd try and cool us all down a bit. So we're going to do a little bit of skiing next. Okay, so somewhere much cooler than here. Unless you count water skiing. I mean, that's right, isn't it? That'll do. But we are going to do a piece called Pop Looks Back, probably more famously known as the intro music for Ski Sunday. So take us somewhere a bit chillier. The Cornets tried to trip me up. I just want to point this out. For some reason, they don't like this piece, and tried to make me do the next one instead, and I nearly fell for it. They'll suffer later. Don't R, there's nothing to R about. So, this is Pop Looks Back. Straight on roll. Now it's the Well, I hope you're all feeling a bit cooler now. I'm going to start fixing this way. I hope you're all feeling a little bit cooler now. However, I thought, seeing as the temperature's quite high, I might as well go on a safari. And then the basses turned up. Basses, would you care to show us the next official piece of headgear? Stand up, thank you. So the piece we're going to play is Teddy Bear's Picnic. No, it's not. It's not. That'll confuse issues. We are going to play for you a famous piece called The Lion Sleeps Tonight. And hopefully that pride of lions at the back might just fall asleep on us. You can always tell when a band enjoys a piece, they suddenly get into it. That happens to be one of those pieces for us. If you are enjoying the performance tonight, I will point out to you again, we have lots of lovely volunteers with us this evening, so please do go and visit them. As I said, we're in the 21st century now, so we do all sorts. We even do Apple Pay and Google Wallet, however, whatever method you've got, we will probably take it. If you've got a card, see Annette, she's the expert, and she would be very grateful to relieve you of some money. That money goes towards putting on these concerts that we are able to put on every year. It goes towards things like keeping instruments maintained, buying new instruments when we need them, making sure we've got plenty of music to entertain you with. And so, on that note, I'm going to introduce you to a slightly different section of the band. They tend to hide away a bit in the middle. They don't like attention being drawn to them, but I'm going to draw attention to them. We have our horn section, and I'm stood right in the middle of them, so I'm going to get out of the way over here for a minute. Now I can really embarrass them. They're those ones in the middle. Now we're very lucky. We have 5 tenor horns. That never happens in a brass band. You should only have 3, but we like to break the boundaries here. So we've got 5 of them, plus we've got a flugelhorn as well, which is like a bridge between a cornet and a horn. It sounds much nicer than a cornet. Sorry, cornets. Don't start. Honestly. But our next piece is going to feature the horns as an entire section in a lovely Beatles melody called Hey Jude. One day I will make it stand. Well done, horns. Right, we're getting near to the end of our concert now. We've got a couple of pieces left though. Now, we like to finish on a high, so that's what we're going to do. We're starting to build up to that now. And with the football being on at the moment, this seems like a fairly good piece to slot in at this point, especially with England actually winning something for once. So, we are going to play a Neil Diamond hit, which is Sweet Caroline. Sweet Caroline. Silly Mike. Please do join in. If you know the words, feel free to sing. There's a microphone here if you want it. Right, it is that time. We have reached our final number of the evening. Thank you, Josh. Well, this one happens to be a favourite of someone else who does a lot to support us in the band, but also does a lot to support the community as well. And I think I'm right in saying has raised £35,000, is it? Over 50 of that now. Over 50. I'm very much behind the times apparently. But over £50,000 has been raised for all sorts of local charities by our very own collector, Josh. So, it would be only right that we finish with his favourite ever piece that we play, which is This the Way to Amarillo? So, lots of noise, lots of joining in.
It's the cobble. Yeah, I'm all right. Oh, thank you, Dave.
Right. I've had 2 requests. The band are going to love this one. So, I heard a more. I'll come to the more in a minute. However, I've been requested to let you make up your own minds on which is the best sounding instrument within the band. Alright, so, cornets. Let's start with you, shall we? Can you give me a C? Play a nice long C for me. It's alright, don't want to give them too much. So that's your cornets. Let's go horns, please. Maybe like a G would be good. Horns, please. Lovely, thank you very much. That's very good. We're going to keep going down the band here. Barry, let's do you next. Nice C from you guys, please. Not bad. Oh God. I'm going to move out of the way. It's the trombones. C's, please. I should expect anything less. Basses. Something in the bottom there will do. That's about right. So, can I have a cheer if it's cornets? Cheer for the cornets. What about the horns? Sorry, horns. These guys over here, the youths and baritones, who cheer for these guys? The trombones? What about the basses at the back?
Don't forget the drummer.
To be fair, you can give us a little something. No. That's because we all know that the drummer is the best one. Okay. I think the trombones won that. I think you may have to test this week on week. Now, I heard a more. I expect it came from somewhere over there. Funnily enough, we do have one more for you. Can I class this as a disco hit? Yeah. So, we'll do one final piece to send you on your way this evening and to get you fighting to come back next week. Thank you, I expected the growth. We are going to play for you Kung Fu Fighting. Most recently used in Kung Fu Pandai, so I'm reliably informed. But here we go, Kung Fu Fighting. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We will be back here next week with a slightly different programme. So, if you've enjoyed this week, please come along. Please see our collectors on the way past if you can spare any change. But thank you very much. I wish you a very safe onward journey, and we hope to see you again next week. Thank you very much.